Eosmon. This is my take on an Eosmon deck for the upcoming BT10 format. But while it can break your opponent's boards, combos, and strategies, it's also going to break your wallet. Per the usual, I'll be going over the card by card, the strengths, the weaknesses, and the combos. As always, if you enjoy these types of videos, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more future content. Eosmon has been a meme for a long time in the Digimon trading card game, being one of the first few white Digimon that could be run at more than 4 copies. That is until Bandai had a little power creep session and made D-Reaper. But now, it's time to showcase this deck and how it can handle the Xros Heart format. This deck runs 4 level 2s, 12 level 3s, 6 level 4s, 13 level 5s, 3 level 6s, 4 level 7s, 3 option cards, and 9 Tamers. For level 2s, this deck simply runs 4 Digimon from EX2. Above all, with the format being so heavy on Digicross and on-play reduction, the deck needed to focus on one of 3 colors: red, black, and purple, for easy access of Solarmon, Chikurimon, and Psychmon, respectively. These cards are imperative in the upcoming format to stop your opponent from Digicrossing. Because I'm utilizing Guilmons for this build, I have draw power that can net me 2 cards. But if utilizing the other colors for Chikurimon and Psychmon, keep in mind black has the worst possible draw power and the least amount of support, while Demimeramon from BT3 is still very viable. No other eggs to substitute here because you need the card draw, and due to Gigimon's inherent limitations with Guilmon, you need to keep your lower end in the form of Guilmon as much as possible. For level 3s, this deck runs 12 in the form of 3 Guilmon X, 4 promo Guilmon, 3 Solarmon, and 2 starter deck Guilmon. Guilmon X is in the deck to add another draw if you need to, especially if drawing off of the starter deck one. Because of its when digivolving effect, you can pop smaller bodies of 3000 DP or less to potentially trigger the draw effect of starter deck Guilmon. But the 2 best rookies in this deck are promo Guilmon for the 2 card draw when swinging, and Solarmon to stop your opponent from Digicrossing. Not only does this affect Digicrossing, but also playing TheEgman, so be careful when you have this Digimon out if you want to play your own. For level 4s, this deck runs 6 in the form of 2 EX1 Tyrannomon and 4 level 4 Eosmon. EX1 Tyrannomon is completely optional for the deck. You can run more Guilmons and just drop the Tyrannomon line completely, or you can utilize it in my case as the crossover from Guilmon to Eosmon if you really want to. Still testing this, but I utilized 3 in my early rendition of the deck when playing against TheEgman on stream. As for level 4 Eosmon, you need 4. And you may be asking, why? Why would you run this in the case of Xros Heart Tamers when they can play free bodies? That's the trap for Xros Heart players. They play multiple bodies, and now you have the cheaper TheEgman ready to hit the board. No other substitutes here. For level 5s, this deck runs strictly level 5 Eosmon. This is what allows you to build white boards in the face of any opponent. Remember, when you attack, you can play an Eosmon onto the battlefield from your hand. This will trigger effects like Manoa Bellucci to reveal the top 3 cards to add either another Eosmon to keep building those white boards and replenish your hand or add more white Tamers. For level 6s, this deck runs 3 level 6 Eosmon. Honestly, when playtesting with multiple level 6 Eosmon, the original level 6 from BT6 provided no value in the Xros Heart matchup. But the newest one from BT7 definitely provided something that the other did not have: DP buffs. You know what sucks hitting insecurity when going up against Xros Heart? Crimson Blaze. This card can protect your Eosmon when they're attacking into the security. Now if only it gave DP buffs on all turns. The BT6 variant can get you potentially extra security, but the cost I feel isn't worth it. But let's move on to level 7s and why this deck is expensive as balls. TheEgman. This deck runs 4 TheEgman. Great to hit in security, and also great to draw into. Considering your opponent will be playing Tamers, your TheEgman can get out quick if enough Tamers are out. Not to mention, you're not limited to having one on board. In one test game with Eggman on the stream, link in the description below, I managed to get 2 of them onto the board. There aren't any substitutes for TheEgman, it's just that good of a card, and currently splashable in everything. Moving to option cards, this deck runs 3 in the form of 1 a Delicate Plan and 2 Cutting Edge. Honestly, there's a wide variety of option cards you can run here. A Delicate Plan is a great way to avoid the security bombs, but it's not the priority here. Cutting Edge is to put out those free bodies and delete smaller Digimon that might be a problem. Pomumon, Pillowmon, Psychmon, Solarmon, and Chikurimon are the top contenders. But do keep in mind that Pomumon and Pillowmon do prevent Digimon from being played by card effects, meaning Cutting Edge gets knocked out here. To combat these specific Digimon, you can also utilize cards like Fireball. But I prefer Cutting Edge because you can put out free bodies and you have many ways to already draw or add cards to your hand. And finally, Tamers. 9 in the form of 1 Takumi Aiba, 4 Manoa Bellucci, and 4 Digimon Emperor. 1 Takumi Aiba to slow your opponent's chip damage into security. Keep in mind, because a majority of Digimon that can be played from Xros Heart decks are level 4, you know, Ballistamon and Darulamon, the 1 memory gain doesn't quite work with these Digimon. Instead, the Digimon Emperor takes the primary role of doing memory tricks, especially when they push from the raise and also give you a card when a level 5 or lower Digimon is deleted on all turns. Again, not a lot of substitutes because you're utilizing the white Tamers for your main strategy. Eosmon had a lot of positive results in initial testing against Xros Heart, but for this Meta Monday deck profile, that's all this deck was really played against. For the Xros Heart matchup, you basically bait your opponent to play their Tamers, so that when they add more bodies to the board, you get more value from your TheEgman for free. Otherwise, you're building wide and punishing your opponent. But against other matchups, it honestly feels like this deck does poorly against them. Melga X can quickly capitalize on free Tamers in the form of Cool Boys and Davis, and even then, many of the X antibody decks that are OTK based will sit safely in the raise until they're ready to go. But overall, this build was fun to explore, even if for a short period of time. For combos, you're utilizing the Gigimon draw engine to draw into your pieces. Because the BT10 meta can potentially find yourself hitting into Tamers constantly, again, reminiscent of the BT7 meta with hybrid Tamers, you'll likely be able to potentially Digivolve off the Guilmon, which is why Tyrannomon is an addition to the deck. This Digimon bridges the gap between the red Guilmon and white Eosmon. Is it the primary method to Eosmon? Not by any means. You're wanting to play Eosmon to get value, whether it be from Manoa, and you're trying to get the additional value from the Digimon Emperor. The Digimon Emperor will be one of the best Tamers to play against Xros Heart decks, for the fact that if they want to utilize the Pikmon's Inheritable, they need to push a rookie out. However, they'll have to waste a Shoutmon X4 if they want to dodge this effect. What are your thoughts on Eosmon? Are you going for memes this format, or are you kicking back, waiting for BT11 already? The format's just starting, and there's a lot of fun brews to explore. This is Digi-Panda, logging out.